I can make a living from walking in the woods. You can bet I'd be sitting pretty good high on a hill, looking at a field downwind.
Hey guys, Brandon Storer here with Backwoods Boys Life, and we're going to be talking about trapping again today. And today we're going to be doing a tagging of our traps. I mean, I don't think there is a single state out there that doesn't require you to tag your own traps. And if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, what it is basically most states mandate the fact that you have to have on each individual set trap that you have a tag. And it's usually like an aluminum or a steel tag that has like your driver's license or your tag number, your social, which I wouldn't recommend that, on your trap. You have to look up your local state laws for that. So if you guys are getting into trapping and you're kind of looking at stuff, look up your local regulations on how you do it, and we'll go from there. I'm going off of Nebraska because I live in the state of Nebraska. And so in the state of Nebraska, you have to have your driver's license, and I believe it's your like your hunting license number. I just use my driver's license. It's the easiest form, and it's something that really can't be stolen as far as identity theft. And there's a couple of reasons why you do that. Number one, on the legality reason, it's so if you have some sort of illegal set, your trap does some sort of harm, they can reference that and get a hold of you, contact you in some way. Number two, if somebody was to recover your traps and they were a good Samaritan and they found it, they could actually look you up through the DMV or look you up through the Game and Parks and get your traps back to you, whether they were stolen, or they just found them somewhere, or they were, somewhere dug up. It's just, it's a good thing. It's an accountability system, and it's just the state law, so we follow it. There's a couple of different ways of going about tagging your traps. One of the most common ways for a lot of career trappers is that they will order their trap tags, and those trap tags are pretty high quality, and they're tough, and they do a good job. For those of you who are kind of last minute or just want to do a few sets, do a recreational set, you don't want to go about the whole process of ordering. Well, there's a cool little product out there that I've been using, and it's the Write Your Own Tags traps. You can get these at Minnesota Trapping, F&T, Cabela's, I think Bass Pro offers them. I mean, gosh, they're all over the place. And these are kind of the common recreational line way of marking your traps. And I'm going to go over some of the pros and cons and just how these work. So normally when you would order a trap tag, you would put all your information down, you would order a whole bunch of them, and they would come in. And those usually come in on a high quality steel plate. They're pretty durable, and honestly I think that is the best way to go if you have some foresight on your trapping and you really want something that's going to last a long time on your traps. This one here, like I said, it's instant. We're going to do it all ourselves. We buy the package, you get 25 sets, and you can attach them to your traps. So, and this is what I've been doing. I've kind of procrastinated on buying the other ones. I know I have a lot of friends and buddies, and even my brother himself, he's a professional trapper. They all run those pre-printed steel tags, and they put those on their traps, and they work really well, and they last a long time, like I said. So, like I said, I'm going to go over a little bit of the pros and cons of this stuff. I'm going to show you guys how easy this little system is to run, and then I'm going to show you what I do and don't like about it. So stay tuned. Alright guys, so in this little package here we have our Write Your Own trap tags. Enclosed we have 25 tags, 25 copper wires, and that's how you're going to connect them on. I'll go ahead and show you guys what they look like. So these are, all your wire comes all nice and bound up in little copper sections like this. You can peel them off. And the tags themselves are a flimsy, soft, I believe it's an aluminum metal surface. And what it is that you can write on this. And I've learned over time that if you want to write on these things, you want to have a little bit of a kind of a soft backer. So I put it on some paper towel, and then I've got plywood underneath here, or OSB, and I'm going to go ahead and write on this. So what you do is you get your driver's license out from my state, get your driver's license number and all that good jazz, and you're just going to write that on that tag. Once we're done with that, we're going to peel one of these copper wires off, and we're just going to wire it to our trap. Pretty simple, right? So I'm going to grab a pen here, get a nice soft surface here, and we're going to write that driver's license down. And all you got to do is basically imprint it right there. You just got to press a little bit hard, and make sure you make it legible. And it's simple as that. So you're going to put it in there, you're going to print it in, and that will hold. Take your trap. Now, some guys, you know, they won't, a lot of guys don't go into detail on like where the heck you want to put this tag on this trap. Well, these things are soft metal, and they won't necessarily destroy or tear, but if you don't put them in a good spot where the animal's not going to destroy it, you could end up basically with your tag destroyed, and you would be out of compliance for that. So with that, you know, your animal's going to be hooked up on this end of the trap. They're going to make a lot of racket and movement and all that good jazz. So you're not going to want it right there, because I've actually had coyotes and coons that have chewed that trap tag up. So what I like to do is come somewhere about in the middle, or maybe towards the end here. So you're going to have this end staked down level flush with the ground. I'd rather have it kind of close to the ground, and it's not going to get real beat up real bad there. And it definitely won't get chewed on. So take your trap tag, run your copper wire through it. You know, and copper wire is the way you want to go, because it's not going to rust out. I just take that trap tag, hook it in here through the chain, and what I like to do to give it a little extra strength is I'll run it back through this trap tag at least once, take it back here to the end, and nothing fancy. But we're gonna just go ahead and twist, 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 and get all that on there. We don't want it to catch anything. So that right there has my information on it. It's locked in good, set real good. I can use that, stake that, and if I get checked by the Nebraska Game and Parks Association or Department of Natural Resources or BLM or anybody that you're going to deal with, they're going to look at that, and as long as I have all my endorsements for trapping that year, they'll look at that and they'll leave it alone, and there'll be nothing said about it. So pretty important. Now I'm going to tell you a couple pros and cons of this, okay? So you can see that this trap tag, unlike those high quality steel stampers that you'll get, it's very flimsy. So a lot of times after a catch, what will end up is this thing will just be in a bunch, just like that. Now, if you were to peel it apart, it still has all your information on there. That's not a problem. Now, if you're looking to run a line in a lot of traps, and you're looking to run that line for a long time, and that durability, this trap tag is not going to hold up. It just isn't. I've had some of them that have been cut off on catches and different things of that nature. Is that a fault of mine? No, I mean that's from catching an animal, but I've had to replace that tag after a catch, and I'm saying that's very few and far between. Like I said, most of the time they just fold up around the chain, you peel them back out, reset your trap, you're good to go. So just be aware of that. But you know what, I'll tell you, for $3.99, and I think I paid that at Cabela's, you can probably get that even cheaper in other places. If you're running a recreational line and you only got a few traps out, that's good enough, in my opinion. I mean, I'm a big fan of not spending thousands of dollars on my trap line, especially with fur prices being what they are right now. So anyway, just a real quick video on that. You know, write your own trap tags, and you know, get in compliance and be legal, because every time that somebody is not legal in this sport, it's just a bad knock against trappers all around. I'm gonna go ahead and tag out the rest of my traps here, but make sure you guys, you know, do the right thing, get your traps tagged. You don't have to spend a fortune on it, but like I said, if you want that high quality product, order those steel trap tags. Those are honestly the best. So anyway, well, as always, I appreciate you guys watching. I'm Brandon Storr with Backwoods Boys Life. Get out there and trap.